I guess we'll. I don't know. I guess we'll watch this and see what's going on. I think we're gonna speed it up. I don't think there's much here. I think they were just talking about like infrastructure stuff.
So today, thank you.
And I can't hear him.
Congratulations on the book.
Nope.
So today, thank you.
Congratulations on the book.
Nope.
Congratulations on the book.
Nope. There we go.
Strong, they're strong, and they're great. These are great people, and thank you very much. This is a very important day to me because we're bringing back an industry that was abandoned, despite the fact that it was just about the best, certainly the best in terms of power, real power.
Power.
And I'm very honored to be doing this. The countries went to beautiful clean coal, and they've stayed there for many years. Like China.
Alternate power.
China's opening 2 plants every week. Germany went green, very green. They went so green they almost went out of business. Germany was finished. They went to wind. The wind wasn't blowing too much. And they went to all sorts of other things. You know, the Green New Scam hit Germany too. And guess what? Now they're back to coal. They're opening up coal plants all over Germany. We're the ones that aren't doing it. I call it beautiful, clean coal. I tell my people never use the word coal unless you put beautiful, clean before it. Right, Doc? So we call it beautiful, clean coal. Beautiful, clean coal.
Beautiful clean
So
coal.
today,
He says,
thank you.
beautiful
Today we're
clean.
taking historic action to help American workers, miners, families, and consumers. We're ending Joe Biden's war on beautiful, clean coal once and for all. And it wasn't just Biden, it was Obama, and there were others. But we're doing the exact opposite. And all those plants that have been closed are going to be opened. If they're modern enough, or they'll be ripped down and brand new ones will be built. And we're going to put the miners back to work. And I said I was going to do this. And I've said it loud and clear. And it's time to do it. Now we need it. And I look at these people behind me. I don't want to have any arm wrestling contests with any of them. But they've had a little more practice with the lifting things, I will say. But they are great people. And I know them indirectly for a long, that includes you guys, for a long time. And they're great people and with great families and come from areas of the country that we love and we really respect. And I want to thank Secretary Doug Burgum for doing such an incredible job. From the day I met him, I knew I wanted to have him in my cabinet. He took a shot at running, and he was so good and so solid that he made no news, and that was good. But I saw him, and I saw his beautiful wife, Catherine, and I said that they're going to be a team. They're a great team, and they're going to be working for this country someday. And one of the first people I called after I won. So thank you very much. And along with the Energy Secretary, Chris Wright, and I was going to make Doug actually the Energy Secretary. And he said, sir, you have one person who's much better than me at this, Chris Wright. I said, who the hell is Chris Wright? I have no idea who he is. And then I learned that he's the most respected person in the energy business by far, far and away. For Doug to say that, Doug's got a big ego. It was very tough for him to say that. Catherine was there, right? Catherine, you said, wow, I've never heard that before. But Chris, you guys are fantastic. Stand up, all three of you, please stand up. Right. Okay. That's a great team. It's no better team than that. And they're going to produce energy the likes of which nobody's seen before. You know, we need to do the AI, all of this new technology that's coming online. We need more than double the energy, the electricity that we currently have. You take all of the electricity in the country right now for houses, for buildings, for everything. We need to more than double it to be number one. We're now way ahead of everybody at AI. China's in second place, but way behind. And they're going to be producing a lot of energy and a lot of electricity for this. And so are we, and we're going to get approvals very fast. And I would say the man that's almost comparable to you in terms of the importance to this, maybe he's even more comparable, I hate to tell you, a guy named Lee Zeldin, who's a friend of mine for a long time. He was a great... Lee was a great lawyer, and he ran for office, and he won immediately. I gave him a very important endorsement. He won for Congress in an area that was unwinnable. He couldn't have, they were all saying, why is he wasting his time? That's Democrat territory. And I liked Lee and knew Lee, and he ended up winning a seat in a massive upset. Nobody knew what happened, actually, and then he was there for a long time. How many years were you there? 8 years. Was very popular, and Then he almost won the governorship of New York, which is lost by a few points, which was an amazing run. And I said, we got to get you in with us in some form, and we did. And he's head of the Environmental Agency, EPA, and doing a great job. And I said, if we have a nuclear power plant, Lee, can you get it approved in less than a month? He said, I'll do it faster. And by the way, he'll do a fast job, but he's going to do also a great job. It's going to be an important job. We don't even smile about it, but I've been involved in the approval process for a long time, having been in real estate, and you go years and years and years for absolutely nothing. And even in those days, I used to say, this whole thing could have been approved in a week or 2 weeks or 3 weeks, and it would have been just as good. But they'd take you down the path, and you'd spend years waiting, and then sometimes you get rejected. I wasn't rejected too much. I was the king of zoning. I did well, but it was such nonsense. It was so terrible. The process was so terrible. But this is the big leagues now, and he's the head person in the whole country, and I appreciate it, and I appreciate you doing it. And already they're respecting you very greatly. So thank you very much, Lee. Great job. So we have a lot of senators and congressmen and women, and I'm going to just introduce the ones that I see here because it's always a problem when I do this because I leave one or two out, and that's the end. I never get their vote again. I never get their vote. It takes years to recover, but we'll give it a shot because Senator John Barrasso, who's my friend and a great gentleman. Thank you very much, John, for being here. Thank you, John. Cynthia Lummis, fantastic woman who believes like I do. And she believes like I do in these people, right? She believes in them maybe even more than I do. That's pretty good from day one. Thank you, Cynthia. You're doing a fantastic job. Kevin Kramer, my friend. Where is Kevin? Because Kevin, I think he was here because he had a problem. And I just will pay my respects. He wanted to be here so badly, but he had a difficult problem that he's working through. And we all love Kevin. John Hoven. John, thank you very much. Thank you very much. Go ahead. Steve Daines. Thank you, Steve. And Steve is a picker of great candidates, like he picked a guy named Tim Sheehy, who's here. Where's Tim? Where is Tim? Thank you, Tim. And Tim Sheehy has turned out to be a wonderful senator, and that was your pick. And we went with it, and you were right. And we have a great one in Tim, so thank you, Tim. And thank you, Steve. Shelley Moore Capito. Shelley, thank you very much. West Virginia. From West Virginia, she has to you have no choice. If you didn't like it, you have to all right? But they were doing a number on you. They were doing a number on you with the coal stuff, and you have not only coal, but you have among the best coal anywhere in the world. So thank you very much. A friend of mine for a long time. I'm the one that got him to change his religion in a sense. He changed the party. He went from a Democrat. I said, Jim, you're not a Democrat. But he changed to Republican. He's one of the most popular Republicans and one of the most popular political leaders of the country. Jim Justice. I call him Big Jim. Big Jim Justice. Good. You look good, Jim. And he was in the business, and so am I doing the right thing? You would know better than anybody in this room. Am I doing the right thing, Jim? I think so, right?
All right, my nose is fucked up. I'm about to sneeze.
Cindy Hyde Smith.
Let me use this for now.
Very good. Good job. People are going to be happy.
That's why I was using it, because my nose was kind of muffed up.
Mike, thank you very much. We have a lot of people from Congress, congressmen and women, representatives. Morgan Griffith. Morgan, thank you. Thank you very much. Bruce Westerman. Bruce, thank you, Bruce. Bob Latta. Bob Latta. Thank you, Bob. Good job. Troy Balderson. Troy. Haven't seen you in a long time since that early race. I endorsed him before anyone knew who he was, and he ended up winning. That was another surprise, right? That was a long time ago. Yep, you're doing a great job. Thank you very much, Troy. Carol Miller. Carol, thank you. Carol, West Virginia. Riley Moore. Riley. Hi, Riley. Thanks.
Oh,
Mike Bost.
Nose.
Mike, thank you very much. Troy Downing. Troy, thank you. Oh, he has something. What is it, coal? Is there coal in that bag? I like it. I'll take it right now. Thank you very much. Hal Rogers. Hal, thank you. Thank you, Hal. Andy Barr. Thank you, Andy. Good luck with everything. I hear good things. Troy Downing. Troy, thank you. Thank you. Thank you.
Thank me
you very
home.
much, Troy. Hal Rogers.
Oh, actually,
Oops. Harriet Hageman.
I don't think I can play
Harriet.
this song. I'm going to get DMC in.
How are you, Harriet? We just left Harriet. This is one of the finest attorneys you will ever see. I have seen her in action, and she is brutal. I never want her against me, that I can tell you. Dan Muser. Dan? Thank you, Dan. Thanks, Dan. Good job you're doing. Wesley Hunt, my friend, too. Wesley, great. I love your commercial. Pete Stauber. Pete, thank you, Pete. Great hockey player he was, right? Great hockey player. And a great gentleman just broke the record of Wayne Gretzky. The great one is Wayne Gretzky, but we have another great one, too, huh? Just broke the record. It was great. Governor Greg Gianforte. Greg, nice seeing you. Good, Greg. Thank you very much, Greg. Bill Lee. Bill, thank you very much. Patrick Morrissey, West Virginia, just got elected. Mark Gordon. Mark, thank you. Thank you very much. And we have a lot of others, and I'm in trouble because I don't know. I got 5 or 6 others that I see quickly, but I'm just not going to do it. Don't hold it against me because we have to get back to the most important people in the room, these people. You know that, right? So the energy workers and the coal miners in the area that I'm standing on, and there's a lot of weight on this platform, so I don't know what's going to happen. I hope it's structurally designed for you guys. I don't know. But we have just
yeah,
really
basically these
well-deserving,
guys
great
going to the
American patriots,
mine.
and it's such an honor to be here and making such a big move, such a bold move in energy.
These are
Because you know, for
coal
years,
miners.
people would just bemoan this industry and
Basically,
decimate the industry
energy
for
people.
absolutely no reason. Because with modern technology and all of the other things
I guess you could say
we
energy
do, it's one of
people.
the great forms of energy. That's why other countries, leading countries, are using it, some exclusively. For 4 long years, Joe Biden and congressional Democrats tried to abolish the American coal industry. They did everything in their power while he was awake, which wasn't much, shutting down dozens of coal plants, banning coal leases on federal lands, and putting thousands and thousands of coal miners out of work, destroying their lives, actually, destroying their lives. I'll never forget when I went to West Virginia, which I won by 48 points, I think, right? Big Jim, I won by 48 points. But in the first campaign where Hillary Clinton was about 4 states too early, and she was talking about how bad coal was and how they were going to teach coal miners how to make widgets and gadgets and technology, which they didn't want to do. They want to mine. One thing I learned about the coal miners, that's what they want to do. You could give them a penthouse on Fifth Avenue and a different kind of a job, and they'd be unhappy. They want to mine coal. That's what they love to do. And she was going to put them in a high-tech industry where you make little cell phones and things. I don't know. Do you think you'd be good at that? I don't know. You don't want to be. And she was brutal about 3 weeks before, but then she had a problem. She
What?
went to West Virginia
That
looking
doesn't
for
make
votes,
any.
and that was a
How
bad-
are you going
that
to
was a
teach these
bad
guys how to
situation. You
be
remember that? And there was a
a
coal miner
computer
around the
tech?
table
Right? It was like
with
what?
his family, and he was in tears because of what they had done to him and his family. And I hope he's still around, but that man made quite an impression on the world and the public. And we ended up
they wanted them
winning
to
in a great election, but we
change
ended up winning by a
jobs?
lot. The Democrats' Green New Scam killed jobs and sent prices soaring here in America. But meanwhile, China opened 2 coal plants
Oh,
every single
basically
week,
they wanted to
and
close
other
down
countries
all the
likewise went
mines
very
in a
strongly
sense.
back into coal. Some of them never got off. Those are the ones that didn't have the problems. The Biden energy policy was to put America last. We want to be last. We got to be last. Not a good policy. Under my administration, we're putting America first. It's very simple. America's always going to be first. On my first day in office, I terminated the Green New Scam. I declared the national energy emergency and withdrew from the unfair, one-sided, and extremely costly to the United States only Paris Climate Accord. You know, under the Paris Climate Accord, we had a terrible situation. We would have paid over $1 trillion. Think of it, over $1 trillion. And Russia was paying almost nothing. Russia had a 1992 standard. China was paying nothing. China didn't kick in until 2035. This was 5 years ago. So they didn't kick in for many years. India had no standard whatsoever. But we had the highest standard you could imagine. We had to start paying from day one. And we had to pay lots of money. We paid for everything. So I was not a big fan of the Paris Accord. And I let it be known, and I got out of it early. Then they went back into it, and now we get back out of it. And hopefully we can be there for a long time, okay? A long time, because it was a scam to take money away from the United States and actually hurt us very badly with coal and with other things. Now, under the executive order that I will sign in a few moments, we're slashing unnecessary regulations that targeted the beautiful clean coal. We will rapidly expedite leases for coal mining on federal lands, and these 2 gentlemen are going to do a real job of it. You've already started. And we'll streamline permitting. We will end the government bias against coal, and we're going to unlock the sweeping authorities of Defense Production Act, the Defense Production Act, to turbocharge coal mining in America. They made it impossible. You actually, I know a friend of mine has a plant. He said, you know, it's a shame. I'm ripping it down and I'm replacing it with another form of energy. I won't tell you because it's also very good, but it's not as powerful as this. He
All right,
said,
for
you know,
the
the
tapping.
plant I'm building, the new plant, is literally half as
Tip,
good.
tip.
It's no less, you know, it's not probably even as good environmentally, but he said it produced half the power for more money, much more money. It'll never compete with that beautiful plant I have
Gonna
down
go
the road, which
mining?
is really a
Tink.
modernized coal plant. Well, he'll be happy to know that he can open that plant up very quickly, and it's going to produce a lot. But he was complaining. He said, this is so much better. He wasn't doing that as politicking me. He was doing that because that's what he felt, and he knew every form of energy. We talked about that. He knew every form of energy. But our government is going to do something that's very different, and I don't think even you two know about this. This was my idea from about 15 minutes before I got up here. We're going to guarantee that we have a strong business for many years to come, that your coal companies and your miners don't get all excited about their jobs, and then should a radical left liberal become president, they end the business right away, and somebody's built a plant and spent hundreds of millions of dollars in building a plant, and the plant is going to be closed because a Democrat got in or a liberal got in. They're opposed to coal, and Republicans are very much for it, clean coal. And we're going to give a guarantee that the business will not be terminated by the ups and downs of the world of politics. So should somebody come in to this very important office and say, oh, well, you spent hundreds of millions of dollars and you guys have given up your life because you want to be in coal, and then all of a sudden you don't have a life anymore because it's what you know the best. That's not going to happen. We're going to give a guarantee that it's not going to happen, so that if somebody comes in, they cannot change it at a whim. They cannot just going to go. They're going to have to go through hell to close you up. All right, so that's pretty good. We're gonna do that in the form
what
of a
was the
guarantee that we're
saying?
writing on right now
It's
structurally
hard to
and
teach
from
an
a legal
old dog
standpoint.
new tricks.
So your investments are going to also be protected. And you're going to have no reason
I mean,
to be concerned about your
after
future,
a
your life, or
while,
your investment
when you've
if you're
been working a
miner, as
certain
this great
job or
governor was a
career
miner,
all
actually.
your
He was
life,
he was one of the larger
that's
coal miners. He could
basically
fill
all
up here
the.
very easily,
That's all you
Big Jim.
know.
But he was a great success. But they were
That's
very,
that's
very
where
tough on
all
him.
your knowledge went.
And he did a beautiful job with a beautiful product. Already, under our
Specializing in
leadership,
that
the Department
field.
of Interior has approved the expansion of the Spring Creek mine in Montana, supporting 280 coal mining jobs and unlocking over 40 million tons of coal. And there's more to come. Spring Creek, big one. And there's more to come in the states of Wyoming, Alabama, Utah, North Dakota, and many others. West Virginia, I can't believe they didn't put West Virginia down. It's lucky I mentioned that, right? Can you imagine if I didn't mention West Virginia? I would have been in big trouble. They didn't mark it down here. Good to have a president like that can pick that up, right? You think Joe Biden would have picked that up? I don't think so.
Jesus,
Gee, they didn't mention West Virginia. I don't think so. I don't think he'd be standing up here either. The value of untapped coal in our country is 100 times greater than the value of all the gold at Fort Knox, and we're going to unleash it and make America rich and powerful again. Under this order, I'm also directing Secretary Wright to use billions of dollars in federal funding to invest in the next generation of coal technology, which is an amazing technology in terms of getting the full potential of coal and also doing it in a very clean, environmental way. Pound for pound, coal is the single most reliable, durable, secure, and powerful form of energy there is on Earth today. It's a big statement. You never hear those statements, you know. You've never heard that before from a politician, have you? Well, maybe from that politician, but not from not too many. But that's the way it is. I say it again. Pound for pound, coal is the single most reliable, durable, secure, and powerful form of energy. It's cheap, incredibly efficient, high density, and it's almost indestructible. You could drop a bomb on it, and it's going to be there for you to use the next day, which you can't say with any other form of energy. Virtually indestructible. Most importantly, we have more of it here in America than anywhere else on Earth. We have more coal than any other country. You go to Australia, they have fantastic amounts of coal. You know who they sell it to? China.
Who the
They sell it to China. They're nearby. They sell a lot of it to China. But we have more than anywhere else on Earth. We also have more liquid gold than anywhere on Earth. So we're really an energy behemoth, but we're unleashing that also. That's going to be another part. But I didn't even want to mention that. It's not down here because I didn't want to mention today is about clean, beautiful coal. So I'm going to give this to you. This big guy. Should I give it to him? Yeah. You take that.
Take it, President.
Okay. For example, we believe it's possible to extract enormous amounts of critical minerals and rare earths, which you know we need for technology and high technology in the process of coal mining, making America the mineral superpower of the world, actually. In addition, I'm instructing the Department of Justice to identify and fight every single unconstitutional state or local regulation that's putting our coal miners out of business. And we are withdrawing all of those objections from our government today. It's all being withdrawn. So all of you people that have been fighting for your lives, we are withdrawing all of that today. We have excellent lawyers, excellent. Have you noticed that lots of law firms have been signing up with Trump? $100 million, another $100 million for damages that they've done, but they give you $100 million and then they announce that, but we have done nothing wrong, and I agree, they've done nothing wrong, but what the hell, they give me a lot of money considering they've done nothing wrong, and we'll use some of those people, some of those great firms. They are great firms too. They just had a bad moment, but
he's fucking talking about the settlements, dude.
Other things, and they'll do a great job. I think they're going to do a fantastic job. And for those of you that want to know the tariffs you've been hearing
ego
about tariffs,
boosting himself
taking
there.
in almost $2 billion a day in tariffs. $2 billion a day.
Gassing himself up.
And we're doing very well. And we're doing very well in making, I call them tailored deals, not off the rack. These are tailored, highly tailored deals. Right now, Japan is flying here to make a deal. South Korea is flying here to make a deal, and others are flying here. I mean, my only problem is I'm not sure I have enough. We're going to have to use those great law firms, I think, to help us with that. But we're going to probably do that, actually. We're going to use them, and we're getting them for the right price because we need a lot of talent. We have a lot of countries coming in that want to make deals. If I told them about making those deals 2 years ago or 3 years ago or 5 years ago, they'd be laughing at us. Now they're all signing up. Mike, you know that. So it's going to be a great thing. But we're Think of that, $2 billion a day. That's a lot of money. That's a lot of money even in the coal business, isn't it? Huh? It's a lot of money. And America's going to be very rich again very soon. You're going to see that happening. You see it all along. And it's so that whole situation that, it was somewhat explosive. But if we didn't do that, we wouldn't be talking the way we're talking right now. It's been amazing what's happened. Sometimes you have to mix it up a little bit. But we've had great consideration. We've had talks with many countries, over 70. They all want to come in. Our problem is can't see that many that fast. But we don't have to because, as you know, the tariffs are on and the money is pouring in at a level that we've never seen before. And it's going to be great for us. It's going to be great for other countries. We've been ripped off and abused by countries for many years with the tariff situation. They've used tariffs against us. We didn't use tariffs against them or in any way. I mean, we just didn't use them of any monumental proportion. And so we are doing it now. We have tariffs on cars. We have tariffs on lumber, tariffs on steel and aluminum. Steel plants are going up because of it all over the country. We have 25% tariffs on steel and aluminum. And I think the steel workers like me even more than the coal miners like me. I'm pretty sure that that's true. We have, instead of having no steel business, I put them on originally in my first term. We wouldn't have had one steel mill in the United States if I didn't do that. And now we upped it. And we not only are we taking in a lot of money, but we're protecting our workers, our steel workers. We're protecting our steel industry. And one thing that steel and things like steel you need because you need it from a defense standpoint. You need steel for your tanks and your planes and your everything. And certain industries you can get away with not having, but others you need, and steel is one you need. So I want to let you know that's in full force and effect. And literally, as we speak, I spoke to executives in the steel industry over the last few days, and they're all coming in to build plants in the United States of America because if you build them in the United States, you have no tariffs to pay. There are no tariffs to pay, zero. If you build them outside using outside labor and hurting our businesses and you send your product in, you have to pay a price for that. And they will be having tariffs, as you know. It's an amazing thing. This has been something used against us for many years by other countries, China in particular, but others, not just China, others, and taken advantage of us, ripped us off, and left us for dead, frankly. And I believe if I didn't become the president, I believe this country would have had problems like they've never had before.
We didn't get fucking marooned on an island. Well, I mean, we are
came rushing into
we
our
are
country
a
from
big
prisons
land
and jails and
mass.
mental institutions, murderers, drug dealers.
You could say we are one big ass island.
Vicious criminals.
Yeah, if you want to
11,088 murderers came into our
look at the
country. We have to
globe,
get
I
them
guess.
out. We're getting them out. 11,088 of that number, half committed murder on more than two people. And this is what they allowed into our country with their open border policy of lunacy. And we're taking care of that just like we're taking care of you today. We're taking care of that. I want to thank Christine Noem and Tom Homan for doing an unbelievable job. The whole thing is what the job they're doing is incredible. It's really an unforced error.
Well, I mean, we could talk about the days of what was it, Pangea?
Getting people out of our country that shouldn't be here. I mean, literally from mental institutions, insane asylums were opened up.
The theory that right, everything used to be connected, and then the tectonic plates shifted everything and broke apart.
Prisons from Asia, from
what we have now today.
Opened up, and I knew that when I heard it was an open border policy. I said, if you do that, every country is going to be dumping people that they don't want into our country. And that's what's happened, but we're cleaning it out. And the courts, we had a good decision, as you know, from the Supreme Court, allowing us to do that. We have judges that didn't want us to do it. We have judges that wanted the very evil gang members from Trendy, Araqua, and MS-13.
Oh, he said it.
He said the gang. And put in very powerful prisons. When you look, you've
even
seen,
with talking about the energy stuff, he's still talking
I want to thank
about
El Salvador. They've done an incredible job. But we've been fortunately winning those cases. But we have judges that are out of control.
So he's basically just giving an overview of everything right now.
All of that time, energy, and money on getting them out, and then you have a judge that sits there, local judge who sits there, federal judges.
Yeah, I mean,
sit there and say, no, bring them back.
You do have to, you do have to give it to Trump talking about all this stuff, because it tells you all the dumb bureaucratic bullshit that's going on in the court system. Right, and just to get certain zoning things and I guess contracts done so that they can actually start their job. Right, it's right. There's so much bureaucratic bullshit and red tape around everything that they have to fucking go through a lot of paperwork just to get shit done.
One was brought back, or they want to bring him back because he wasn't a member of Tren de Araqua. He was a member of MS-13, which is just as bad. So they misidentified him, but it sounds to me like he was a member of MS-13. So they want him brought back because he wasn't treated properly. It's we got to be smart. Our country's got to get a lot smarter than it is. But we have to give the people that are empowered to do this kind of work, and it's not pleasant work. We have to give them We have to give them the option of making our country great again, and that's what they're doing, and I have great respect for those people. And they're doing it out of love. They could get a much easier job. They're doing it out of love for our country. It's so important, just like I'm doing this with coal today for love for our country. Earlier this afternoon, I signed another executive order to strengthen our electric grid by ensuring that coal-fired power plants are always available to meet surging demand for electricity. Unlike wind and solar, coal plants can run 24 hours a day in rain, sleet, or snow, and you will not be subject to the incredible blackout situation that's taking place in California, where they have blackouts all the time. It's an amazing thing with California.
I mean, it did just go out not too long. It was like a couple weeks ago my power went out.
The way they're going,
or my internet at least went out.
As you probably heard, I released
probably from a blackout or something, or an outage.
From upstate California, from the most northern parts of California, probably comes in from Canada to a certain extent. Thank you very much, Canada. We appreciate it. And I released it. It was being sent out to the Pacific Ocean. I've been working on Gavin and some of the politicians for years, and they didn't want to do that because they were protecting a smelt, a fish that was perhaps in trouble, but it's not unique to that area. And because of that, you had numbers, you had fires. Nobody's ever seen anything like what happened. Think of what it would have been like if you had fire hydrants that had water in them, if you had sprinkler systems in houses. A lot of these luxury houses where they had beautiful sprinkler systems, there was no water. They had no water to put out the fires. Water is very good for putting out fires, you know, they just didn't learn it. But we now have millions of gallons, billions actually, they say, of gallons of water pouring into California from the Pacific Northwest, I guess they would say mostly Pacific Northwest, but other parts of the northern sections of California and beyond. And it's a beautiful thing to see. I saw a picture of it this morning. The water's just flowing down there. I said, why didn't they do this? I told them to do it my first term. I said, do it. And I don't know. I think the second term is just more powerful. They do it. When I say do it, they do it, right? And we actually had to do...
I think it's because you fucking said, hey, if you don't fucking do this, we're going to take away your federal funding.
And they turned the valve. It takes 1 day to turn it.
Oh, the fuck is bent the knee so quick.
Coming down, all millions and millions of gallons coming down. They put
it took them what, 2 days to cave in?
The Pacific Ocean is like a drop of water.
Like, fuck,
but for California, it would have been unbelievable. So we did it. I'm very proud of the fact that we did it. We did that against a lot of heat and a lot of environmental nonsense. From now on, we'll ensure that our nation's critically needed coal plants, as an example, remain online and fully operational.
Yeah, the just stop oil fuckheads.
Again, we're going to have guarantees that
the fucking environmentalist Karens, the Greta Thunbergs.
I'm also instructing Secretary Wright to save the Choi coal plant in Arizona, big plant, which has been slated for destruction. We're going to keep those coal miners on the job. Going to tell them to just remain calm, because we're going to have that plant opening and burning the clean coal, beautiful clean coal.
Oh, in Arizona, she was trying to stop it? Wow. It's funny how...
part of our historic...
It's funny how the Democrats want to destroy everything that is American, right? American produced it, right? All the mining stuff that we did, yeah, they're just trying to take away these workers.
Deregulatory efforts this afternoon. I'm also granting immediate relief to 47 companies.
Basically, at that point, these guys would be living off welfare and pension and all that shit. Because the government effectively shit-canned them based on their policies.
Very big ones all over the country, recusing and making them available for coal production almost in the immediate future, but we're going to be crushing Biden-era environmental.
It's almost like the same thing with trying to stop Elon Musk from making more Teslas.
Do anything
what the fuck are you?
Frankly, with energy, even beyond coal. It's really
a lot of those are just American parts.
We have clean
right?
air, we have clean water, and now we have clean coal. And at the same time, we're going to do other things and other forms of technology and also energy, like our country has never really seen before and never been known to do before, because of all sorts of restrictions having to do with the Green New Scam, which, by the way, was devised by somebody that never even studied. You know that? They never even studied anything to do with the environment. It's a young congresswoman. She came up with the idea. And based on that, I guess we only have, well, actually, we should have all been gone, because they gave us only a few years left on Earth, right? Right, Greg? We were going to be gone. We're all going to be gone. The environment now, what they have to worry about is the nuclear heat. They don't have to worry about environmental heat. They have to worry about nuclear heat. And if we're smart, we're working on that right now with others having to do with Iran and some other countries. But that's the heat you're going to have to worry about. You don't have to worry about the air is getting warmer. The ocean will rise 1/4 of an inch within the next 500 to 600 years. giving you a little bit more waterfront property. They say this is good. These guys can handle that. The nuclear we have a bigger problem with, right? So we're going to make sure that that's safe. We're going to make sure that that's safe. With us today are some of the amazing workers who will benefit from these policies, the policies that we're doing and so proud of doing, including Jeff Crow, a miner from West Virginia. Jeff, would you come up and say a few words, Jeff? Come on up here, Jeff.
Good afternoon. Mr. President, I want to first thank you for having me and my fellow miners here. It is an honor and a privilege to be a part of today's events. I believe this past November that America clearly spoke about what we wanted for our country. It is reassuring for Americans to have a president in office who will truly put the United States of America above all else. With putting America first, you have spoken numerous times about energy independence. I believe most don't understand the importance of that. Coal is one of the major factors in energy independence and accounts for a large portion of America's energy.
I mean,
Coal
it's
is one
what
of the most
started the
reliable and
whole
cheapest forms
thing.
of electricity. For too long, coal has been a dirty word that most are afraid to speak about. Most of those that would speak negatively about coal do so from an uneducated standpoint. Many are unaware of the engineering and technology that are used in today's mining to create a clean, energy-efficient product. All of this is done while using the safest practices in the industry. Speaking for West Virginia, coal provides approximately 50,000 jobs for those that work in the mines and the businesses that support them. It also accounts for over 50% of West Virginia's export product. To name a few, we employ engineers, teachers, physical therapists, accountants, truck drivers, high school and college graduates. All of
Also,
these
why would you
occupations and
want
graduates have turned to the coal
wind and
industry to provide a better way
solar,
of life for them
which
and
is
their families.
like super?
Everyone
I
in our
mean, it's
industry
not
works long
super
hours and days to provide a
unreliable, but
reliable energy
it
product,
is an
and too many times it goes
unreliable power
unnoticed.
source
I've personally worked in the industry for 23
because
years.
you have to
I
wait
choose
for
to do
the
this daily
sun,
to provide
right?
my
You need
wife
to
and
put
children with the life
these
that they
solar
deserve. Prior administrations have done all they could to eliminate the coal
panels
industry.
where the sun
Sorry, one second.
is,
Getting
and
there.
well,
In my opinion,
it's only
they
in
have done so with
specific
an unethical
places,
and
right?
uneducated approach. But we are still strong, we are still here, and we are still needed in order to make America great again.
And the wind power, right? You need the wind. You need very windy areas.
Having a president and an administration that understands the need and importance of coal is more than appreciated. It gives the industry a form of reassurance to know that we have a president in place that supports us. From my family to the over 3,000 employees of ACNR, and for the coal companies, miners, and businesses throughout our great country that rely on the coal industry, we say thank you for your continued support.
Also, what about the birds? I hear a bunch of birds hit buildings and
I
shit.
personally thank you for what you do for our country and for our industry.
But they're
It has
gonna
been my
run
pleasure
into
to be
the
here today
fucking
to help
blades,
usher in
too.
the golden age of America. Thank you. Thank you. Appreciate that. Thank you.
For sure, I bet fucking bugs fucking get caught up in that shit.
You did a good job. Let me have that speech. I want to have that. No, he had a couple of good lines in there. I want to keep them. No, actually, what I want to do, I'm going to sign it for you because I mean, he worked hard. Look at it, and look how good his eyes must be to read that.
Oh,
You
he's
can sell it tonight.
he
for a lot of
old. Fuck, he knows. He knows. A nice
great. Thank you
signature
very
for the president. Hey, that's. Damn. That's a lot of money right there. Signed by the
Thank you very
47th
much, Jeff.
president.
And also with us
Well,
is Tony Campbell of
46th
the
or
East Kentucky
45th
Power
and
Cooperative,
47th.
and Tony's quite a gentleman and very respected in the industry. Come on up, Tony. Thank you.
Big money.
Mr. President, on behalf of East Kentucky Power Cooperative, the National Rural Electric Cooperative
Kentucky?
Association, and electric cooperatives across this America, thank you for your leadership to restore American energy dominance. Electric co-ops keep the lights on for 42 million Americans across 56% of the land mass. We are owned by the communities and businesses we serve and provide electricity to growing communities, new data centers, and manufacturing plants. Mr. President, electric co-ops are powering America, and we are proud to partner
Yeah,
with
and
you
then the
and
other
your
the
administration
other
to power
stuff
America
is
into
like
the future.
different fucking companies.
Our electric cooperatives
Basically, you have a bunch
understands
of
the
different
importance of
companies
reliable, affordable,
powering
and American-made
the whole
energy,
United
especially
States.
coal and natural gas. Coal fuels most of the electricity generated by our cooperative. America must keep coal plants open and running to ensure reliable electricity when we need it most. To meet growing demand over the next decade and ensure fuel security, America will need more always available electric generation power. such as coal. And we want to recognize the hardworking American men, women that support our mission. To all America's line workers, our coal miners, thank you for your dedicated service to our country. Affordable and reliable electricity is a cornerstone of our economy, especially American manufacturing. However, too many government leaders have pushed policies that have made our electric grid significantly less reliable and
there
our
was
energy
that
too
one
expensive.
national
That
park
begins
that
to
was
change now.
Oh no, never mind. I don't know why I brought that up. I just remembered.
Your actions today will prevent the premature closing of essential power plants and help us meet tomorrow's energy needs. And they will help us continue to deliver reliable, safe, and affordable electricity. Mr. President, thank you in particular for providing immediate, much-needed relief from the Biden EPA regulations that would force the shutdown of critical coal units. Finally, I want to say congratulations on the all-star energy team you've assembled. Electric co-ops have already been working with Secretaries Bergrum, Wright, and Rollins, and Administrator Zeldin, and we are excited for all we can accomplish together. Mr. President, thank you again for your actions today and for your support for the electric cooperatives as we work to keep the lights on in America. Thank you, Mr. President.
Thank you, Tony. Thank you very much, Tony. Appreciate it. Every day under the Trump administration, we will continue to lower costs for American families, create jobs for American workers, and very importantly, unlock unlimited amounts of affordable American energy, including, as I said, and I'll say for the last time, beautiful, clean coal. Our country is blessed. Our country is blessed with the most abundant natural resources on earth, as nobody has what we have. And we're going to use it, too. We're going to use it in a very responsible way. Together, we're going to tap that magnificent potential to give our people the glorious future that they deserve, better than they've ever had in the past. I mean, they had a good future. If you look 20 years ago, they thought they had a good future, and it was ripped away from them, torn away from them with nonsense. And we're not going to let that happen. This is going to be a glorious future for them. And I want to thank everybody for being here. And I want to thank you and you and you and that whole group, and our senators, by the way, and our great congressmen and women for being here in such a large number, because you've been helping us make these decisions. These are big decisions, and this is a really big one. And this is one that's going to be, I think we're going to look back and with great pride at what we've done today, not just in putting people to work, but at really reawakening our country. And thank you very much, and thank you all for being here. Thank you very much. Thank you very much.
Oh shit! Executive order.
Mr. President,
Yes.
we have 4 items prepared for your signature this afternoon, sir. The first of these executive orders is it may be one of the most significant executive orders of your administration thus far. This directs all departments and agencies of the federal government to end all discriminatory policies against the coal industry. This ends the leasing moratorium that prevents new coal projects on federal land, and it's going to accelerate all permitting and funding for new coal projects to allow the coal industry to flourish under your leadership.
More coal. Lifting the bans or the restrictions. No more restrictions. There it is.
Sir, there are currently dozens of coal plants in America that are in imminent danger of being forced to close based on unscientific and unrealistic policies enacted by the Biden administration. What we're going to do is essentially impose a moratorium on those policies taking effect to protect coal plants that are currently operating to ensure that they're able to continue producing.
To basically
power,
pause
continue
all
providing
of
jobs to
whatever
Americans in
Biden
coal
tried to
industry.
do with the industry. Because he did, right before he left, right? He did try to do that. He just, well, he did that with the, the LNGs?
Sir, you've made grid reliability and security a key focus of this administration. This executive order is going to promote grid security and reliability by ensuring in part that our grid policies are focused on secure and effective energy production and energy transmission, as opposed to woke policies that discriminate against secure sources of power.
I can't
like
believe
coal
he
and other
said
fossil fuels.
Basically, this one's just to start making, or start enacting legislation better help. Coal production, energy efficiency, stuff like that.
Lastly, sir, one of the biggest problems we have in this space
and
is
research
Democrat
and
states, radical leftist
development.
states, enacting policies and enacting an agenda that discriminates against coal, against secure sources of energy. Many of these policies are unconstitutional and illegal, and with this executive order, you're going to be instructing your Department of Justice to vigorously pursue and investigate these state policies that we believe are illegal or unconstitutional.
Good. Thank you. Thank you very much. Great job. He went to Harvard.
There it is.
Harvard was good.
This,
It was a while ago. Let's hand these out to the guys.
what about the dinosaur? He was always wanting to ask questions, man. Yo, let me get these Sharpies. Let me pass these out, please. We need to get more Sharpies. Wait, he has something. That other dude has something in his hand. Well, there we have it. Alright, there we have it. What the fuck is beautiful clean coal? Yeah, I don't know. Oh my, you going President Trump, almost heaven. West Virginia, love all the miners, love President, MAGA baby. Tell you people love our country and respect our president who love our country. God bless my President Donald Trump, the best for America. We have cleaner coal burning here in America than they do in China, where we are now sending our coal. Never could understand those who were shutting down our coal industry and allowed it to go to a country who produces far more pollution now than we ever did. That's true. And like, we only had a couple instances of going overboard. It wasn't even that bad either. It was only like in one state. And they fixed it right away. I mean, obviously there's still some cleaning up to do in some of these states because of all the waste and stuff that they fucking dumped sometimes, right? They're still trying to fucking clean all that shit up. Anyways, there we have it. President Trump signed some executive orders. He signed what, 4?
With the most ready for being done today.
Right here.
Orders is it may be one of the most significant executive orders of your administration thus far. This directs all departments and agencies of the federal government to end all discriminatory policies against the coal industry. This ends the leasing moratorium that prevents new coal projects on federal land, and it's going to accelerate all permitting and funding for new coal projects to allow the coal industry to flourish under your leadership, sir.
That's great. Thank you.
So basically, he's just opening up the coal industry now. He's opening up all the power. Or, well, he's trying to get more power, right? So more resources. More sources. He's going to be doing that. And then, well, he's going to be making some facilities too, right? I don't know if there's going to be still built. I would assume that they're going to still build some windmills and fucking solar, because, I mean, those are still good, quick energy sources, but you do have to put them in very specific areas. Oh yeah, good luck with that one. Anyways, there we have it. On to the next.